Hi everyone, this is Mina with the Feminine Scapegoat, and today we're talking about the narcissist's greatest con that they're ever able to pull that people fall for almost every single time, and it breaks my heart. But before we get into that, I just want to mention that I'm so excited. I am releasing a book on October 1st. It is the Scapegoat Survival Guide. It is written for recovering scapegoats. It includes defensive strategies and offensive strategies when dealing with narcissists, toxic people, or just a dysfunctional system or family in general. It includes exit strategies. There's so much good stuff in there. So check out the link in the description. You can see the cover of the book. You can even pre-order it. Super exciting. So, without further ado, the greatest con of the narcissist is brainwashing you, the scapegoat, or really anyone else in the narcissistic system. Could also be the golden child, the lost child, anyone that's playing a role. Brainwashing you to turn their role that they gave you into your identity. Because the truth is, when you are a scapegoat, you're basically on a stage. You are in an artificial environment. A narcissistic system or a toxic system is not base level reality. There is so much artifice there. It is almost like a stage, right? You're put on a stage, you are given a mask, you are given a role that you never asked for, you never auditioned for, you're not getting paid for or reimbursed in any way, and you don't even know. You don't even know that you're playing a role. But they trick you into thinking that that is who you really are. And it's not. A role is just the behaviors and the expectations and the privileges attached to a status. I'm pulling this directly from a sociology book written by Henslin. Okay, so what does that mean? A status is the position that you occupy in a group. A role is how you live out that status and what's expected of you. Now, when we're talking about roles in the family system, we're kind of using the term status and role interchangeably. We're not really using the textbook definition exactly, but I think it's worth bringing up. So if you look at the status of a parent, being a parent is who you are. That's the status part. The role comes into play when you're looking at what's expected of parents in society, the privileges that parents have in society, and all of that side of things, right? So the role aspect is other people's expectations and other people's restrictions or privileges that they give you based upon that role. It's not who you are deep down inside. An actor is the person that they are. They can go on one stage on Broadway, play one role. They can go in some traveling acting troupe, play a different role, right? That underlying person is who they are, and the roles are just something they step into and step out of. So we become so good at living up to these expectations that the toxic system gives us, whether they tell us explicitly or implicitly. We become so good at these roles that we forget that we are somebody else underneath. And that's all it is. It's just acting on a stage, on the narcissist stage or the dysfunctional system stage. There have been several times in my life where I've had to make a big move and moved across the country, or moved across the state for education or various other reasons. And those were some of the best things that have ever happened to me. I think it's really great, especially for scapegoats, because when you move to a new area where nobody knows you, the reputation assassination hasn't occurred, people are approaching you with just a complete, fresh slate, it helps you figure out who you really are, because when we're around the toxic system, it's almost like we get magnetized into these roles. We get sucked into them. And you can go 10 years without seeing anyone in that dysfunctional system. And then when you're back around them, unless you have grown a lot emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you can kind of get sucked right back into that role, unless you know what you're doing. You know who you are, you know what you're doing. But when you're in a new place with new people, it's a paradigm shifting experience for the scapegoat, because you start to see, oh, this is how people talk to me and treat me and view me when their minds are not poisoned by the narcissist, by the toxic person. And it's amazing. It's amazing because it helps you go beyond these roles and learn more about yourself. And it raises your self-esteem. It raises your self-worth. I'm not saying that we should find our worth in the opinions of other people, but I am saying it is really helpful to see how regular people look at you outside of the poisonous lens of the narcissist. Because you start to see, oh, this is actually what's up. So I highly recommend, and if you can't move, go to a side of town where nobody knows you. Go to a new restaurant, go to a new bar, a new coffee shop. Make small talk with people. You don't have to even start up a friendship or a relationship. Just make small talk with people. When you go to places where no one knows your pattern yet, the pattern you did not even choose, just a pattern that was just dumped on you, you can experiment with other roles. And I'm going to make a whole other video about this, about roles that the recovering scapegoat often can play in society. So keep your eye out for that video. I'm also talking about that in my book, The Scapegoat Survival Guide, which again is coming out October 1st. Super excited for that. Thank you guys for listening. I hope that this has helped you, and I'll catch you on the flip side.